Yo, what is up, guys? It is Samool back again with another Epic 7 hero preview for you guys today. And today we're going to be talking about the unit that you see on your screen here, ae-Karina. Now, ae-Karina, guys, she is actually the last and the fourth unit in the aespa collab. She will be releasing next week after Giselle, so you guys can stop worrying about running out of bookmarks because we finally see the end to the collab. Now, the collab was really great in my opinion, but there's a lot of units you guys have to pull for, and for that reason, you guys probably are hurting on bookmarks, but if you're not, you guys are going to be able to start saving very soon. Now, she's an Ice Knight. She actually has a pretty cool design. She has like a Thanos looking gauntlet, and you're going to see that she looks very strong. I think she's going to be one of the better units from the collab. Now, looking at her base stats, guys, her speed is very decent for a knight. Her HP is very good as well, and her defense is also pretty good. Kind of standard for a knight, right? You just have very decent bulk, and usually, you're going to be at around 110 speed, which ae-Karina is at. Now for her imprints, guys, she has an HP imprint release for her team, which is very nice if you're facing off against Cleave. And also you're going to see that she has an imprint concentration for herself, giving her defense, which is very nice as well. And you're going to see that this is going to be very important because when we look at her skills, you're going to notice that she actually scales off of defense. So starting off with her S3, guys, you're going to see I'll Blow You Away. It is a single target attack that will decrease defense for 2 turns, 100% chance, and also will increase speed of ae-Karina for 2 turns as well. Now, if this attack is successful, it will actually deal additional damage proportional to the caster's defense to all enemies, and the damage dealt will increase proportional to the caster's defense, making it so that Karina is going to be a knight that is going to be based off of defense rather than HP. Now you're going to see that this ability actually does a lot of damage, and the animation is actually pretty cool as well. The splash damage is actually insane. So she uses this on a Shu, and you're going to notice, Shu's usually built pretty bulky, right? But you can see the initial damage is only about 1k, right? And this is with escort, by the way, and the escort makes SC Arrowell take about 400 damage, and then the splash here is going to do 12k to Shu, 14k to Arrowell because she is soaking some damage from the escort, and also 4k residual damage on the other unit. So pretty strong. Like this from a knight, guys, this is a lot of damage, right? Because Karina is going to be very tanky as well because she has a lot of defense and also HP. Now keep in mind she did have vigor buff, which will actually increase your defense as well as a defense buff. So you have to keep that in mind when you're looking at this damage. So it might not be as high as you think it will, but under the right circumstances, guys, you can see that this can pretty much cleave even bruiser teams pretty easily while making sure that Karina is very tanky and able to stay on the field and do a lot of other stuff. Now you're going to see her S2, guys. It is going to be a passive. When the HP of an ally, except for Karina, after being attacked is 50% or less, she will increase her own CR by up to 50%, I believe, right? It's 35% base. You have 15% from skill enhancing, so it's 50%, and will activate Leave It To Me. Leave It To Me is going to be a increased defense buff of herself for 2 turns, and she'll also grant a barrier to all allies for 2 turns as well that scales with defense. So if you actually can proc this before your S3, you can actually get that defense buff before you use this, and the splash damage will do even more damage. Now our S3, guys, it's only a 4-turn cooldown, so with this S2 CR pushing, you'll be able to cycle this very fast. And because her base speed is pretty decent for a knight, guys, you'll actually get your S3 off more than once in a fight if the enemy team is not cleaving you, right? You're also going to see that this decreased defense is works very well with her kit because she'll be able to provide some support, and the increased speed buff will actually make it so that when in sync with her S2, she'll cycle her turns very quickly and get her S3 off very quickly as well, and cycle very easily. Now this Rocket Punch S2 ability can only activate every 3 turns, so you have to keep in mind, this also has an internal cooldown, so you have to be very careful. But this barrier is going to be very nice. It's not anything too huge. You have to keep in mind that there are some barrier counters in the game now, right? So you have to be kind of worried about that. But, the barrier is nice. You can see the barrier here. This is from Yulha, but, her own barrier from ae-Karina is going to give a pretty decent amount, right? You see I'd say like 2k damage shield. So not too bad, but nothing too special either, but it is AoE. Now we have her S1, guys. It is a single target attack that has a 75% chance to decrease defense at +3 skill enhance. this will also scale proportional to your caster defense. So you can see that Karina, even though she's very tanky and is a knight, she actually is like a damage dealing knight. So it's very, very cool. You can see that this does pretty decent damage as well when in tandem with her artifact, which we'll show you in a second. You can also soul burn this for 10 souls to increase the defense break to 100% chance, similar to Valencia. And you'll also decrease defense of the enemy for 2 turns instead of 1 turn. So very, very similar to Valencia's S1 as well. So you can see, this is the soul burn for the 100% defense break, and the damage after her passive from her artifact land is going to be 8k. The base damage is about 2.5k, so you have to keep that in mind. The base damage is not that great, but when you sync this with her artifact, you're going to see that this does a lot of damage. So what is her artifact, guys? It's going to be Rocket Punch Gauntlet, right? After attacking with a single attack, you'll actually have a chance to deal additional damage, and that damage scales with your caster's defense. So very, very similar to when Hwayoung was on Uberius' Tooth. The thing is, similar to Uberius' Tooth, you kind of want this maxed out to get the maximum chance, because at only 1 copy, this will only go up to 75% chance for the chance to inflict additional damage. So to make sure she's consistent, you'll definitely need to get her to plus 30, or this artifact to plus 30, which is kind of a downside, but looks very strong on her because she'll be able to do a lot of damage that way. I think for Karina, if she ends up being very, very strong, I think she'll be definitely strong, but I don't know if she'll be like super OP. But if she does end up being very, very meta, you're gonna see a lot of people bottle of knowledge of this and even pull for dupes to make sure that you can get this maxed out. Artifact looks pretty sick. I don't know any other units that can really use this. Maybe like Charles, but Uberius, not Uberius Tooth. Elber's Sword is very good in Charles, but probably not. I think Karina is definitely going to be very, very powerful on this artifact and will be the main user of this artifact. I definitely recommend, even if you can only get 1 copy, you definitely get it for Karina, because it will increase her damage by so much. It basically triples her S1 damage, as you saw, and also increases her S3 damage as well. Now you're going to see that this banner for ae-Karina will start on December 22nd. So this will be after Giselle's banner, which starts on the 15th, and they'll run together for about a week or so, and then Karina's banner will go until the beginning of January. So you have a lot of time to save her if you guys are hurting on bookmarks. You can always start pulling on Giselle and then pull for Karina later and save some bookmarks. Now, this is the combat demo. I'm not going to show you guys this. If you guys want to check out this combat demo, you guys can actually check out the ae-Karina showcase or preview on the official Epic 7 YouTube channel. It's basically just going to play out this entire fight. You're going to see that she does a lot of damage, but it was already showcased in the skill preview that I showed you guys. But yeah, definitely looks pretty cool. I think she'll be very, very strong. I don't know if she'll be super broken, but she looks very powerful for PvP for sure. I think all the aespa collab units are going to be PvP units, and a lot of people have been asking, especially newer players, if you guys should pull in these units even though they're not really using PvE. And I would say yes, because collab units have a chance to not rerun in the future, and you guys will progress a lot faster than you think in this game, and you'll be able to use these units very, very quickly, right? Because of the fact that Smilegate is very generous in helping out new players nowadays, so you'll be able to get into mid-game, end-game PvP very, very quickly, a lot sooner than you expect if you guys are very efficient with your account. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video though, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys get lucky in your summons and can get lucky with pulling forward ae-Karina as well, and also ae-Giselle. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.